Welcome to 2026, fight fans. Today marks day one of the UFC's game-changing new era on Paramount. The 7-year, $7.7 billion deal is live, ending the traditional pay-per-view model forever. Every numbered event, every fight night, all included with your subscription. No more extra buys. And right on cue, one of the division's most polarizing stars is already pushing for the biggest possible fight to headline this new chapter. Irish contender Ian Machado Garry, rebounding strong with dominant wins over Carlos Prates and Belal Muhammad after a tough loss to Shavkat Rakhmonov, has renewed his call-out of pound-for-pound king and welterweight champ Islam Makhachev. In this brand new interview, Garry explains exactly why Islam versus him isn't just the most deserving title fight right now, it's flat out the biggest the welterweight division can make. He breaks down his tough road to the top, why these two styles and personalities alone would sell massive, and the deeper storyline tying it all together. The next chapter in that legendary Ireland versus Dagestan rivalry that started with Conor and Khabib. Garry's not holding back on the confidence. Let's hear why he believes he's next. Roll the clip.
I fought the hardest road, I've beat the toughest guys, and I am next. It's the biggest fight you can make in the welterweight division. You've got the current champion, the pound-for-pound number one in the world in Islam Makhachev. You've got the most polarizing welterweight in the division, a guy who keeps winning in Ian Machado Garry. These two guys alone can sell the fight and put on this massive fight. But then you've got this bigger picture behind the scenes, which is the lineage of legacy and greatness. You've got Khabib and Conor, Dagestan and Ireland. It's now come down the next generation, Islam and Machado Garry.
Michael Chandler just confirmed his fight with Conor McGregor is set for the historic White House event. For months, Conor has been openly teasing his long overdue return from a 5-year layoff specifically for the historic UFC event on the White House South Lawn in June, part of America's 250th anniversary celebrations, with President Trump hyping it as potentially 8 or 9 title fights on the baddest card ever. Conor has repeatedly named Chandler as his opponent, the guy he coached against on The Ultimate Fighter back in 2023, building insane hype before injuries and delays killed their UFC 303 booking in 2024. Iron Mike is coming off a tough skid, but he's still one of the most exciting lightweights ever, and he just went on live national TV during CBS New Year's Eve show to all but confirm what Conor's been saying. This fight feels inevitable, and it's lining up for that iconic White House stage this summer. In this clip that's already going viral, Chandler breaks down why 2026 is going to be huge for the UFC, addresses the swirling rumors head on, and fires back with his own bold vision for handing Conor that patriotic beatdown on the White House grounds. The saga might finally be ending. Let's hear it from Chandler himself. Roll the clip.
So, Michael, tell me what you got coming up in the New Year's. And I think I know what you got coming up in the New Year's.
I will say it's going to be a big year. Number one, like you said, the UFC is now on Paramount Plus the entire year for the next multitude of years. And also, there's a rumor going around. We can't confirm nor deny, but it does sound like I might be handing Conor McGregor a good old-fashioned, passionate red, white, and blue butt whooping on the South Lawn of the White House sometime this summer. That's the plan. Let's go.
On New Year's Eve, UFC champ Alex Pereira and a UFC flyweight Tracy Cortez stunned the MMA world by going public with their relationship. It was definitely the most random coupling imaginable. The stoic Brazilian light heavyweight champ and the fiery Mexican-American flyweight contender. The news instantly dragged Brian Ortega back into the spotlight. Cortez is Ortega's ex. Their 2023 breakup was ugly, with both posting cryptic shots on social media hinting at betrayal and bad blood. Fans quickly started memes claiming Pereira stole T-City's girl, and for Brian, those news cut deeper because he was actually cool with Pereira. Brian and Alex genuinely know each other and have always been friendly. They shared the UFC 303 card in 2024, where Ortega pulled out of his fight with Diego Lopez just minutes before walkouts, while Pereira knocked out Prochazka in the second round. Both fighters stayed at the same hotel and crossed paths constantly during fight week. Both speak Spanish fluently, Ortega as a Mexican-American, and Pereira from years in multicultural gyms, and over time, they've shown nothing but mutual respect through praise and positive interactions. Now, just hours after the news broke, Ortega posted an Instagram story that he deleted only minutes later. Crazy how loyalty disappears when feelings get tested. We'll meet someday. That last part came off like a threat, and now the entire MMA community is watching closely. Ortega is coming off a tough loss to Aljamain Sterling, which prompted him to move up to lightweight. He's now set to rematch a fighter he's already finished, Renato Moicano. Alright, let's hear what Ortega's most recent opponent, Aljamain Sterling, had to say after the fight.
I know some people were like trying to discredit the win, saying like you couldn't even finish a half-dead Brian Ortega, and I'm like, which one of these guys have finished a Brian Ortega? He's got one doctor stoppage in his entire career. Shooting, like feinting and touching the leg, he didn't react at all. He was just literally waiting for me to take the single so he could look for his guillotine. I didn't take the bait. I think it's fair for some of the fans to be on both sides of the fence with me getting the next shot at Volkanovski. And Lerone Murphy had a highlight reel KO over a guy with no name in the UFC and no name in Bellator in regards to accolades. If I didn't beat Brian Ortega the way that I did, I would say it should probably be him. But now that I've beaten a guy who twice fought for the belt, gave Volkanovski a world of trouble, this guy was ranked, he's credible, he's done the work. I beat a guy who's credible and done the work. Lerone Murphy beat a guy in a spectacular fashion, but he also beat someone that you're kind of like, well, who did he beat?
The 205 champ, Alex Pereira, wasted no time shutting down the chatter from haters and critics who have questioned whether he's taking the game seriously, citing his time off, acting gigs, and vacation vibes at 38 as signs he might be slowing down. But on New Year's Day itself, Poatan dropped raw training footage straight from the gym, proving he's taking 0 days off and staying locked in like always. The clip shows him bullying his partner around the mat, throwing him around and dominating in that signature style that reminds everyone why he's one of the scariest men in MMA. Reactions poured in fast. Some fans praised the champ for grinding on a holiday when most are recovering from parties, calling it ultimate dedication. Others criticized the mockery, arguing that Pereira shouldn't use weaker or less experienced opponents just for laughs. Either way, it's classic Pereira, unapologetic and ready. Meanwhile, his future's in a fascinating spot. Poatan's made it clear he wants the permanent move to heavyweight, ideally a legacy super fight against Jon Jones. But with Jones's timeline still uncertain and Tom Aspinall sidelined long-term from those eye injuries, pundits are buzzing about a more realistic path. Pereira jumping up for the full heavyweight title, or even an interim belt against Cyril Gane to keep the division moving during Aspinall's absence. This would be a dream-striking matchup on paper. On one side, you've got Pereira, one of the most dangerous strikers in MMA history. Those legendary leg kicks that cripple opponents, thunderous left hook, and a slick jab. He fights tall, long, and patient, picking guys apart from range before unloading bombs that end nights early. On the other, Cyril Gane, the smoothest, most technical kickboxer the heavyweight division has ever seen. Incredible footwork, lightning-fast combinations, elite distance management, and a kicking game that's just as vicious. That's it from MMA Psycho. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news.